Hello everyone, I'm doing my presentation on Virtual Entrepreneur, which is chapter 44 in the Microtrend Squared book. And pretty much, I would say the chapter was about, Mark saying that it's easier than ever now than before to have a business, virtual, as becoming an entrepreneur. So you can go now and sit at the computer, the iPad, the phone, and just create a business just by sitting and not even having to leave your home. Um, and he was also saying you can get like your tax ID, you can sign up for payroll, you can register um, to get the federal tax ID in your state government, with your state government. And it's also saying that you can be off and running to a virtual entrepreneur operating in a business in a couple of hours with a smartphone or iPad. So, and you can sign up whether it's selling digital goods or whether you're trying to, it's games or retail or even a podcast. So pretty much when I thought about when I see my sign as the virtual entrepreneur, I'm like, I never really just sat down to think about, what it really was as far as a business goes. I know people do stuff like Amazon or eBay, and which I order from all the time, and different online retailers. But I never thought to just come up with a trend as far as virtual entrepreneur. And the chapter also talked about, women who want a part-time job or who want to stay at home and work because they have children or have things to do around the house, that they also could partake in the virtual entrepreneur and set things or they create their own business of whatever ideas they want to do. Because now you can just come up with an idea that's never, you know, been before, or just come up with an idea and it can be popular and you can make money and it become a popular trend. So in so many different ways, you can control your own occupation and exist or deliver service, or create an occupation without even, leaving the home. So this is what the entrepreneur chapter was about, doing whatever your idea, your thoughts of something that you want to do or interested in, and making it your own business and create an income or part-time work or anything like that. So he also said that he think people underestimate virtual entrepreneur, with the abilities and opportunities that they are. Some people do good in it. Some people come really good in it and become famous or end up being millionaires, and some just, do it as a side part-time job. Or some people don't really think, since you're not getting a check from a regular job, that you just may not do well in it. But with the trends today and everything coming popular, many people want to do their own thing. They seeing other people, progress or, be successful in this type of business. So they're coming up with other things as well. The thing I was surprised when I read the chapter was that the virtual restaurants, he talked about that virtual restaurants, you don't have to have a waiter, you don't have to have a host or a hostess. All you need is, a kitchen with people making food, and you go online to order your food, or you go into the restaurant to pick up your food, and it's called a virtual restaurant. And that means you have no wait staff, no hostess, like I said, just the kitchen operating delicious food. And also, you can just walk in, like I said, to the virtual restaurant. Now, that was kind of iffy for me because I'm like, what if I go into the restaurant and my food is not right, or I have a question, or I want to add on, I guess I have to go back on my phone, or, you know, to do that because you're not really having that contact. So, but I believe that this trend could affect health in various ways. You know, you got for short term, you know, with the iPhone, computer, or iPad, you're constantly looking at a screen. And this could, one of the things I say it could do is pretty much cause like eye damage. You can physically strain your eyes, and which is called the computer screen on the eye could be damaging. So physical strain on the eyes and the body, you know. And also, I know my friend, she had these little shade glasses that you can use for the screen to protect your eyes. But most of the time, people, as convenience goes, people just grab their phone or get on the computer to look at this and spend enormous amount of hours just on the screen. This could be, like I said, damaging to your eyes and also the body as well, because you're sitting at a computer and your muscles get stiff and you're sitting there for so many hours. It can pretty much come like addictive. And also, you get sleep deprived. It's another short-term effect, because most of the time when people are on their phones, they don't realize that how much time has went by and they lost, you know, amount of sleep. So, and like I said, people also become, you know, lazy. I pretty much all the time want to just lay in the bed, get on my phone, shop. I'm an online shopper, so I tend to put my feet up and just be on my phone for hours, putting things in my cart, and then I go back and change it later, and then may get up a little bit, but go back to doing the same thing. Even with my schoolwork, I'm constantly on my phone or my computer, laptop, or whatever, and I may log in and just browse through all the information on each of my classes, and then I'll take a break and go back, start shopping again, and then back again to my work, and not realizing how much time I have spent just looking at the screen. So that can become addictive, not even knowing it. And some of the long-term effects, it said individuals, you know, they could become stiff in the long run. You know, you're not getting that physical activity. So when you get up in age or older, I know working in the nursing home or health facilities, I've seen so many older people or elderly people that are contracted muscles, stiff muscles, because of the lack of range of motion that they have in their arms and legs. And also, scientific research I was online has showed, while I was reading, that spending long hours when using digital devices can spike insulin and blood glucose levels, and also lead to accumulation of fat in the bloodstream. And I thought that was interesting, because I never would have thought that, you know, the blood glucose levels had something to do with just spending those long hours sitting. So that was interesting to know. Also, loss of cognitive ability. You know, excessive screen time affects one's mental health. You know, this manifests itself in the form of, you know, your concentration, your memory gets weaker, slower information processing, and weakness impulse control. So those things all affect the lost cognitive ability, which is your mental health. Also, impaired socializing skills, not much real interaction. You know, so if you're doing everything online or on the phone or on your computer, you don't really get to meet and greet with people. You don't really get to interact and talk with people. And so I pretty much say that a lack in your social skills as well. Weakened emotional judgment. I know people who always on their phone tend to look at things, you know, even a movie that's especially violent. People tend to be more aggressive and more agitated or have more mood swings, depending on what you look at. And also delayed learning in young children. So kids now today love electronics, And one of the things they notice that they don't really go outside and play like they used to. They don't really have that physical activity. They just want to lay up on their phones or play games on the gaming systems like PlayStation or Xbox, or just playing on their phone or iPads or something like that. They tend to not not be as active or alert when it comes to learning. So those were the long-term effects. I do believe that after reading this chapter, my thoughts about the chapter was that there are good opportunities as a virtual entrepreneur, but there are also some bad effects or side effects in being a virtual entrepreneur, or I would say just doing a business or anything online, that you have to be aware that this trend, it does have opportunities. It does create a business to make good money or good income. But on the other hand, I still do believe that there needs to be a level of experience as far as on the job work. You know, I feel like you can do those things, but just have an experience or a background on what it takes to be dependable, you know, sociable, and you know, the ability to work as a team player or a team member, interacting with other people, learning how to deal with other people's personalities, and you know, to be accountable, to be on time for work, and especially as a young person, because there are a lot of young people now that want to just have this get rich quick scheme or to make money fast, but they really don't have the background and education on how to work on a job, or even how to, you know, build a resume, or being involved in an interview. So I think those are some of the backgrounds that are needed just to have that experience. It's the same thing with the computers now, how people just look up and Google everything, don't know how to use, you know, the encyclopedia, the dictionary, or, you know, research things without using the internet. So, but overall, the chapter was interesting, and there was a lot of encouraging information about virtual entrepreneurs. And like I said, it is a good field, especially if you are very computer literate, or you have a knack for things on the internet and how to work it and how to do different types of, you know, videos, and pretty much being someone that influences other people, or pretty much have a good marketing technique, then I believe you'll do good at it. Me, I know I wouldn't. I don't even like to talk in front of people and do presentations. So, but I guess being online, you wouldn't have to do that. But I still, just with my experience with health, I would love to interact with people. So, I guess that would be my wrap up. I do think the Microtrend Squared overall book was an interesting book. It have you thinking about different things in life today, and how it will be in the future. So I believe that, like, even today, the virtual entrepreneur is a good field, but I think it'll even be more and more, especially with young people, it'll be more and more in the future. And there'll be less interaction, sadly, but there will also be, I would think, less people in the stores, and everything just be across the web. So, but I feel like this was an interesting chapter and an interesting topic. When I first saw it, like I said, I didn't know what to think, because I never thought of this topic. I was thinking it would be something in health or in healthcare. But like I said, this does have a lot to do with health in the future. So even if you was to be a virtual entrepreneur, it's best to get plenty physical activity as well. Alrighty, I'm wrapping up my presentation. Hope you all enjoyed it and hope to hear your responses soon. Thank you.